the goblins were awakened.
Hi. I wanted to talk about my latest obsession, Magic the Gathering. I gave the game a try for the first time a few months ago, and since then I have been completely hooked. I will admit, I picked a hell of a time to become a Magic the Gathering fan, because being a Magic fan right now kind of feels like this. But none of that matters to me right now. I'm just a baby player learning as I go and enjoying the ride. Damn it. Magic the Gathering is a trading card game. I'd go so far as to say that it's pretty much the trading card game. Once upon a time, the concept of Magic was effectively that of a wizard battle in trading card game form. You channel the energy of the land beneath your feet to summon various creatures, enchantments, sorceries, and so on from all across the Magic universe in order to defeat your enemies in glorious battle. Does Magic really stick to this concept anymore? No, not really, but do I necessarily care? Also, not really. So, how did I become a Magic fan all of a sudden? Well, the answer comes down to two things: boredom and crippling loneliness. I've always seen other people at game stores play Magic the Gathering, and I was always curious but too afraid to jump in. I figured it would just be way too difficult as a new player in the year of our Lord 2025 to just jump into this 30-year-old game with no knowledge. But one day, I decided that I was just going to try it and see what happens. I figured that it would be a great way to meet cool new people and to socialize. I want to say I was correct on maybe 60% of that statement. I was perusing my local game store when I found out that right there for sale was a Magic the Gathering starter kit featuring what else but Final Fantasy themed cards from the new Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering set. I know what that is. I have played a JRPG at least once. I will buy anything that has Sephiroth's face on it, damn it. And I purchased it immediately. I came home, opened up the box, and I have never used a single one of these cards in any deck that I have made at all, except the lands. The lands do look cool. And you know what else looks cool? All the rest of the art in that kit, and that was all it took to hook me. The next weekend, I made my way to a Sunday casual Commander format event and sat down with zero idea of what I was even doing here. Well, as it turns out, that starter kit that they sell is completely useless for the most casual format of the entire game. Thanks Wizards of the Coast. But thankfully there, like an angel from on high, was another player who offered to teach me how to play the game, and even let me borrow a couple decks for the whole rest of the event. I began to learn how to play, and I was immediately hooked. When I got home, I immediately started researching all the different colors in Magic, all the different play styles, all the different guilds, all of the lore, the easiest ways for new players to start playing Commander, and by the end of the day, I had purchased my very first pre-constructed Commander deck. After that, I began ordering more cards, more accessories, eventually a second pre-constructed deck, then more cards for that, more accessories after that, and now, one completely annihilated bank account later, what do I have to show for it? Well, dear viewer, let us take a trip to the real world and see what I have in store. Woo!
Wow. Incredible, right? What a great use of $25. The funny part is, right? I do not even own this card. I do not own the pre-con this is from. I don't have any of it. I just think Ishtala is hot. That's my only justification for this. Let's see what I've got going on. I've got these two goobers right here. So these are actually both from pre-cons. We've got Hearthhole the World Seed, and we've got Valgavoth, Harrower of Souls. That word, Harrower, that's really hard to say. So he's a legendary artifact, spacecraft, he's a station, which basically means you can take your other guys and you can stick them on him for a turn and he becomes more powerful. After he gets 2 power, he gets an ability to sacrifice a land if you pay 1 power. So you sacrifice a land, you draw 2 cards, and you get to play an additional land. At 8+ power, he becomes an actual creature, so he can fight and block and all kinds of fun stuff. And he has flying, vigilance, haste, all kinds of crazy bullshit. Whenever you sacrifice a land, each opponent loses 2 life. So that's pretty much what the entire deck is just built around. Oh boy, this is going to be fun to do with gloves. Come on. Yep, we're just going to do it this way, I guess. Oh man. Okay, stay. The other problem is these are like brand new sleeves. I just got these because the sleeves I had before, they sucked. They were really bad. So I replaced them with these ones, and these ones are already a lot better because I mean I can actually shuffle the damn cards. That's an upgrade. I mean, you know, I wasn't really able to do that with the sleeves I had before, so yeah, this whole deck is built around sacrificing lands, activating Hearthhole's damage trigger at his 8+, just causing a lot of indirect damage, and also doing a lot of random landfall bullshit. I seem to be... Oh no. What? Oh god. Everything's going wrong. Okay. This is generally how it goes. I'd like to point out. Oh, this business, this is generally what happens. I can't... I promise you landfall is a thing that exists. So this is Tanuk Memorial Ensign. So he has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, Tanuk deals 1 damage to each opponent. If this is the second time this ability is resolved this turn, draw a card. So you can imagine, since I have 3 billion ways to make lands enter and go away and then come back and do XYZ over and over, yeah. He's a good boy. We love I don't know how to say his name. Tanuk, whatever. This one I just got today, so I haven't actually been able to play with this, but this is an enchantment called Valakut Exploration. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. At the beginning of your end step, if there are cards exiled with Valakut Exploration, put them into their owner's graveyard, then Valakut Exploration deals that much damage to each opponent. So, pretty much that means every time a land comes in, I take the top card of my library, I stick it in a separate pile, and then I can play that for as long as it remains exiled, and then at the end of my turn, for however many cards have been exiled, that's how much damage goes to any opponent, or to each opponent, so everyone on the board. So, really, this whole deck does not... Wow, this has rapidly become a mess. This whole deck does not necessarily do a lot of actual direct damage. Like, I have Tifa, in retrospect, she really does not work too well with this deck necessarily, but like, she's Tifa. I'm not gonna not have her in the deck. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's get rid of Space Boys. So deck number 2. This is my second deck. Valgavoth, Harrower of Souls. This deck is just being an asshole. Unironically, that's like the whole theme I have for this guy, is just whatever I can find for the meanest, just most dick-headed cards ever. Yeah, that's what goes in here. I mean, I don't have like the absolute most salt-inducing bullshit ever. Obviously, I don't want to get actively shanked at Magic the Gathering. I would rather not do that. But so the thing with him is, whenever an opponent loses life for the first time during each of their turns, put a +1/+1 counter on Valgavoth, Harrower of Souls, and draw a card. So what a +1/+1 counter is I have a fuckload of them right over here. These little guys, they're little dice, and they just mean this is your toughness and your health, your toughness and your power, attack power, and +1/+1 counter means it goes up by 1. So he's a 4/4. He goes up to a 5/5, then a 6/6, 7/7, 8/8, so on and so forth until, you know. So pretty much the whole deck is built around activating that, because he very, very, very rapidly becomes a problem. He becomes an issue. There's one card that does this same thing way better than him. That is Obnixilis Captive Kingpin, and I really, really want that card, but I just haven't bought it yet, and it's more of like a competitive tier card, and I try to keep these decks at least a little bit casual. I don't want them to be way competitively balanced, because then it's not fair. You know, it's just kind of dickheaded. So there's a balance to these things. It's important. It's perfectly balanced, like all things should be, except not really. It's actually fucked up and evil and disgusting. No, that's lame. Okay, yeah, here. Easy one. Bloodseeker. Whenever a creature an opponent controls enters, you may have that player lose 1 life. So that's pretty simple to explain. Whenever they have a new creature on the board, that person loses 1 life. Done. Easy. So that means the first time that happens, it activates our Moth Boy. It's interesting. It's fun. I like that it's just kind of menacing. The whole deck is it's not necessarily like the greatest thing ever, you know? There's certain... Oh, Jesus, this dude. Look, I got the cool treatment for him, too. There's a lot of ways you can get around the stuff this thing does, so it's not entirely oppressive or anything. It has weaknesses, but really the point of it is to just be a menace. Just to be a little devious asshole. And honestly, that's enough for me. Even if it doesn't win, it still causes chaos. And sometimes that's what you want. That's literally... red and black cards in Magic are Rakdos alignment, which is like one of the guilds. So that's like the Chaos God guy, I think. I'm still learning these things. I'm not entirely a turbo nerd yet. I'm working on it. But yeah, the whole point is really just causing chaos, and if you win, you win, and I think that's fun. I mean, look at this card. What in God's name? Razorkin Needlehead has first strike during your turn. Whenever an opponent draws a card, Razorkin Needlehead deals 1 damage to them. So In Magic the Gathering, you are drawing cards constantly. That is like the thing you do. You have to do it at least once a turn. And then most builds, most decks, you know, have it so that you can draw a bunch of cards. So if this guy is just sitting there, that's an issue. Because if you're doing like a card draw thing, you end up taking like 5 damage every turn. And also one of those activates my guy. And then I draw a card, but I don't take damage because I'm not an opponent. So just things like that make this build really fucked up and stupid. It's not entirely at like a maximum fucked up level yet. There are still a lot of ways that I could make it significantly more evil, and we'll get there one day. But you know, I too have limits on my bank account, all right? I do run out of money eventually. So, I don't like this card. What? This is dumb. I'll probably end up taking that one out. That's not cool. Look, it's a Mayhem Devil. He's a devil. There's a variant of this one. It's like $1 where it's like an anime boy with a leather jacket, and I want it. That is so cursed. I want it. I want it, and I want it to go in this deck because this deck is full of all kinds of cursed things. I don't even know where I put Vandal Blast, but there's a variant of Vandal Blast where it's like Deadpool shooting fire out of his ass, and I wish I got that version. I guess I still could. But I want like all the cursed variants of the cards. I really don't have a lot of the like crazy bullshit like expensive variant cards because I'm not made of money. I generally stick to like the basic normal Magic cards. But I don't know, some of those look fucking crazy, man. Some of these treatments are insane. I unironically like the SpongeBob ones. I'm gonna get hate for that, and I understand. I like the SpongeBob ones. I think the SpongeBob ones are so stupid and so goddamn cursed that they like loop around and become the greatest thing ever. I don't like it when they take themselves too seriously with the crossover stuff. I like it when it's just fucking stupid, you know? Because that's funny, especially in like a Commander casual environment. That's funny. That gets you talking. I mean, I could have in this deck, I could put Plankton in it. I could cast Plankton from SpongeBob. That's funny. If you don't think that's funny, then I don't know what to tell you. You do not have joy in your heart. You do not have fanciful. I don't know. Anyway, I've been rambling long enough. This is what I have going on. I don't exactly know what deck I want to do next. I mean, I guess it's probably too early for that. There's a couple that are on my list. So I don't know. We'll see. I lost my +1/+1 counter. So yeah. Anyway, so that's enough yapping from me. So I guess we'll cut the recording here. Yeah. Hell yeah.